Today's live stream is being brought to you by Clari-T Media. Support the San Francisco Dreamkeeper Initiative, recognizing and investing in the diverse Black and African American communities of San Francisco with a wide range of programs to support youth, families, seniors, and members of the Black LGBTQ+ communities. Dreamkeeper San Francisco is fostering hope for generations of Black people to feel free to dream boldly. Visit dreamkeepersf.org today.
Hi, my name is Taylor. I'm the founder of Taylor J Collection. We are a women's contemporary clothing brand located right here in Oakland, California. The journey of a woman comes with many changes, and that's why we are very intentional about all of our designs and collections. We make sure to provide elevated comfort, sustainability, versatility, and of course, style. If you're in the Bay Area, come by, say hi, and take some comfy pieces home to add to your closet. Shop with us online at taylorjcollection.com.
If you'd like to be a guest or suggest show ideas, drop us an email or a direct message. We'd love to hear from you. Clari-T Media, human stories, grassroots solutions. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. The Bay Area Mental Health Hour, Clari-T Conversations, and We the People. Building trust for the first time. Out of chaos comes clarity. Clari-T Media.
Rock with a few, drip lit like a spotlight. Just winning, media life spinning, media life spinning.
I'm here in downtown Oakland at Coco Noir, one of Oakland's first Black-owned, woman-owned wine bar. Today is their grand opening and ribbon cutting celebration, so let's go in and try some wine. Megan, what brought you here?
Well, this brought me here because I'm an investor. Liz brought it to my attention a few years ago, and I live in Ohio, but I wanted to be out here for this.
Hello, I'm Missouri Sonola, and we're at Coco Noir's grand opening, and I am here with Cheryl Grant.
Oh my God, what an honor to be here. What an honor to meet you. I am so proud of Alicia. She is a testimony to what's possible when you believe. She did this against all odds, and I just wish her much continued success in everything. This is only the beginning of greater things, and you have to come. You have to come check her out and support her.
These are awesome women entrepreneurs that want to introduce us to all these new Black-owned wineries to just change the face of what entrepreneurship looks like. And I'm so excited that they're part of the downtown Oakland Renaissance, this awesome, beautiful new building. I love these founders, and we have all got to support them. Other cities can do this. Other cities should do this. But, you know, it started in Oakland.
Yeah, so I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm one of the first tailgates.
Today's live stream is being brought to you by Clari-T Media. Support the San Francisco Dreamkeeper Initiative, recognizing and investing in the diverse Black and African American communities of San Francisco with a wide range of programs to support youth, families, seniors, and members of the Black LGBTQ+ communities. Dreamkeeper San Francisco is fostering hope for generations of Black people to feel free to dream boldly. Visit dreamkeepersf.org today. Well, hello, everyone. If you're watching, thank you so much for watching. This is Alicia Mayo, the CEO and founder of Clari-T Media, back for another season of the Dreamkeeper Diary. So thank you again so much. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. If you did not know that I am back here for another season of Dreamkeeper Diary, well, you can check me out on most weekends. I'm here in the evenings around this time. Don't quite have a regular schedule yet. I'm going to test some things out, see just how often you want to tune in. And if you tell your friends, share these live streams with your friends and your family and get more folks over here on Clari-T Media, then I'll be sure to turn on this whole live stream and get it going here, because I have a lot of great things to share with all of you. So I hope you'll stay. I see you joining me, more people joining me. Eventually, I can open up the comment stream and we can do some live chatting, or if you want to do that. If not, then I will just sit back and provide some really great entertainment, some really great information, news, and content related specifically to our Bay Area lifestyles, from San Francisco to Oakland to South Bay to the North Bay. Okay. If you've got great content to share with me, just reach out to me. I'll share my email in the ticker that will run below in just a few here. And yeah, again, tell a friend, let folks know that I'm here. I'm sharing content here. And I will be glad to share some content that you want to see. If you know about a small business in San Francisco or in Oakland or in the Bay Area somewhere that wants some attention, needs to get a little marketing going, and maybe some shout outs or a little brand engagement, just reach out to me here. It's Alicia Mayo, the CEO and founder of Clari-T Media. I'll be happy to share these local businesses that are doing their best to get some business going and to bring some attention to their businesses and their services that they're offering to all of us. Okay. Again, thank you all for joining me here tonight for the new season of the Dreamkeeper Diary right here on Clari-T Media. Okay, so back to regularly scheduled programming. I'll be back with some more announcements before the night is over, but enjoy the content, all right? And yeah, happy Friday.
If I gave you my heart, would you take care of it? Could you take care of it? Miggity. If I gave you my soul, free your mind. Could you be there for me? If I fell too deep in love with you, say you miggity. Promise you care for me. On love. Yeah. Look, you be trying to read my emojis and then you hold face. I just want you to fall back and then hold space. You be telling me you can't do it, but God give me grace. It's hella complex underneath, so use the interface. Who knew that we was in the race to see better days? The process to find ways got me in a maze. So many life choices could have put me in a grave, but instead that pressure make diamonds and it made me great. You ain't gotta see my value, still valuable. The turtle really in the race, gotta take it slow. Activating the tempo is my real goal. Every step that I take, know that it's in soul. I use my words to express my feelings. I still know communication more than lyricism. It's all up in the way I act, the way I acrobat. Flip through all these situations that got my mind intact. Systematically, I don't feel support. If you ain't with me, baby, then I abort. You ain't a champion if you a poor sport. Even when they thought that I would cave in, I held torch. Yeah, Olympian, how I'm still in every sport. Rucker Park or the Garden is still home court. In every habitat, yep, I'm in my habitat. Any way you wanna go with it, we can handle that. I'm from the Yara, my ism all up in alignment. They try to figure out my swag, but you can't define it. I'ma climb up no matter what the climate. You don't kill people, you heal people with kindness. So I don't listen to the superstition. Yeah, they superficial, I'm super efficient. I never need the eyes, I still see the vision. Trust in your intuition, yeah, I gotta feel it. Yeah, it's like a spidey sense. But this is real life, not coincidence. I feel a type of way about a couple incidents. That's when I'm moving increments and light some incense. Can't throw off my vibe, I am a vibe. Always got a chance if we alive. Yeah, you ain't an OG, you just survived. I ain't fishing the wisdom in my heart on the line. Miggity.
If I gave you my heart, would you take care of it? Could you take care of it? If I gave you my soul, would you be there for me?
Show your support for Black-owned media with a tax-deductible contribution today. And don't forget to visit Clari-T Media's tech and swag store for gear and supplies. Thank you.
Tune in weekdays to the Bay Area Mental Health Hour on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. You'll find us covering issues surrounding your everyday coping skills and your mental health and wellness. And remember, your mental health matters as much as your physical health. Today's live stream is being brought to you by Clari-T Media. Support the San Francisco Dreamkeeper Initiative, recognizing and investing in the diverse Black and African American communities of San Francisco with a wide range of programs to support youth, families, seniors, and members of the Black LGBTQ+ communities. Dreamkeeper San Francisco is fostering hope for generations of Black people to feel free to dream boldly. Visit dreamkeepersf.org today.
Hi, my name is Taylor. I'm the founder of Taylor J Collection. We are a women's contemporary clothing brand located right here in Oakland, California. The journey of a woman comes with many changes, and that's why we are very intentional about all of our designs and collections. We make sure to provide elevated comfort, sustainability, versatility, and of course, style. If you're in the Bay Area, come by, say hi, and take some comfy pieces home to add to your closet. Shop with us online at taylorjcollection.com.
Introducing Diversity Schoolhouse by BlackFacts.com, the ultimate educator's resource for Black history, ethnic studies, and cultural achievement. The #1 diversity challenge faced by educators today: finding reliable Black history and cultural content. The problem: outdated textbooks lack true stories of the history, significance, and achievements of members of diverse cultures. The solution: Diversity Schoolhouse. Affordable, innovative, and user-friendly. Diversity Schoolhouse. Connecting history to the present, inspiring students with stories about Black history and the achievements of other diverse cultures. Our library includes over 1,200 videos, 20+ focused series, with new updates added regularly. Inspiring through videos that cover historical events, timelines, and iconic figures. Educational and engaging, short videos on a wide range of topics, perfect for today's students to learn and share. Series highlights include Black History Heroes, Women of Color, Latino Trailblazers, Caribbean Revolutionaries, Native American icons, Asian American visionaries, and more. Empowering youth, reflecting their potential in stories of past and present achievements accomplished by people that look like themselves. Exclusive subscriber benefits, plug-and-play video widgets and teachers portal. The video widgets offer easy integration, display content on school websites and smart boards with a simple line of code. Content updates automatically. The teachers portal, interactive, time-saving tool with access to videos, lesson plans, and playlists. More than just videos, the teachers portal includes talking points, writing prompts, quizzes, activities, and multilingual narrative options. Diversity Schoolhouse, device-friendly, cost-effective, and time-saving for educators. Engaging for students. Diversity Schoolhouse by blackfacts.com. Truly shaping the future of Black history education and ethnic studies. Learn more or subscribe. Visit www.diversityschoolhouse.com.
When I started in venture capital, there weren't too many people who looked like me. So when I heard I was selected for the 40 under 40, I was obviously super excited. I remember when I started kind of as an intern, summer intern at Caper Capital, and you're always learning. And it's nice to be acknowledged in this fashion. I always say that this wouldn't have happened without the team behind me and great mentors that we have here at the Caper Center. I would say the most memorable thing of my career has been getting the call to have the Caper Capital Summer Associate Internship. It was a game changer for me because for a summer I would have a chance to learn from the best people in venture how to do the business. I think the biggest change in VC that I've seen has really been the conversation around diversity and inclusion and who gets to participate as a VC. Now we're starting to see more women and more people of color in VC, especially at the earlier roles. I think we've got a lot of work to do in the more senior positions. But over time, those things will change and the landscape will change of who gets to participate in venture capital. I think that I'm always learning on the job. I'm still learning to this day, but the excitement to be recognized for such an award from the SF Business Times was important and really a milestone, I think, in my career.
Black woman owned. Clari-T Media.
Black people.
Y'all, Donald Trump targeted black folks again during a campaign rally in Philadelphia. He told his supporters to guard the vote specifically in Democrat, predominantly black cities. Listen.
Evidence we have and everybody knows it, and they know it. You know, the one thing they don't want to talk about is the election. They don't want to, because they're guilty as hell. They cheated like hell. They know it, and you'll never find out all the ways. But we don't need all the ways because, you know, it was, I think, 22,000 votes separated it. And we have millions and millions of votes. It's a very sad thing. So the most important part of what's coming up is to guard the vote. And you should go into Detroit, and you should go into Philadelphia, and you should go into some of these places, Atlanta, And you should go into some of these places, and we got to watch those votes when they come in, when they're being, shoved around in wheelbarrows and dumped on the floor, and everyone's saying, what's going on? We're like a third world nation, and we can't let it happen.
Well, there he goes, targeting black people again, Niambi.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's saying the quiet part out loud. And when you name check a city like Philadelphia that is half black, what you're doing, I mean, is really what he's doing now is reminiscent of what happened some years ago when I was still living in Philadelphia. Is my favorite city. But they had posted these billboards in predominantly black and Latino neighborhoods threatening people that if they showed up to the polls and they voted illegally, that it was a felony and they could go to prison. Of course, to have this cooling effect, as Dr. Malveaux pointed out earlier. And what he's doing is essentially deputizing the very same types of people who showed up on January 6th to show up in cities like Philadelphia, in Pittsburgh, in York, in the outer suburbs of these places, and terrorize black people, to stare them down, to ask people about what they're doing here. I mean, and we've seen shades of this in other parts around the country. So it does not surprise me that he's singling out not just black cities, majority black cities, but places that he's lost, places where he's still smarting over the fact that people saw through his mess. And one thing I will say about Philadelphians, they don't take kindly to threats. So whoever is feeling froggy after listening to Donald Trump is wise to be careful when moving through the city of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh and other places, thinking they are going to threaten Black Pennsylvanians. And I think that's going to be something, though, that we have to watch out for. The kind of violence we saw on January 6th could very well happen again in all places around the country, and not just in presidential election years. I mean, even in local and state elections. So this kind of rhetoric is dangerous. We've seen what it can do, and we've seen how destructive it is.
I keep telling black people that they were targeting us on January 6th. They were mad, and you're seeing the exact same thing play out again right here, Nicole.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, next year is going to be an incredibly important year. So we all must get people to register to vote, and we all must be ready to protect the vote. And if Trump gets reelected, I don't even want to imagine what could happen to this country. But at the very least, democracy is at stake. So we have to be ready, and we have to watch what he says and be incredibly vigilant in protecting democracy, protecting our communities because of all of what's happening right now.
Julian?
You know, I really want to know what he means when he says guard the vote. And I hope that we're all very vigilant. I mean, if he intends for these hoodlums to storm polling places, then we need to make sure that the police, and all the police are not on our side, you know, he has them following there, that the police are prepared to protect our voting places. I'm not sure what he has in mind, but I know that when he drops seeds with these deranged people that follow him, they could come up with anything. So I'm very apprehensive about these words and about how they may play out. I'm also really apprehensive about those folks who will be scared. In I think it was 2012. Yes, it was 2012. They closed certain polling places. In Greensboro, North Carolina, I was there then as president of Bennett College. And one of the things that happened is they changed the number of absentee dates. They cut it back in half. And then they put it out there that if you had any warrants and you came to vote, you would be arrested. So, you know, folks have warrants. I mean, it could be a traffic ticket. So I know at least 6 people who chose not to vote because they said they had warrants. And so those kind of tricks we can expect to take place. And we, you know, Barbara Arnwine and her team, Transformative Justice Coalition and others, I hope they're ready. They've got to be ready. We've got to have people literally at every polling place to make sure that there is no intimidation.
All right, folks, back to our Road Mark Unfiltered video in just one moment. Fellas, get your hair ready for the holidays. Curl Prep Natural Hair Solutions at curlprep.com is an amazing organic line for curls, locks, braids, twists, and even those wigs and extensions. Women, men, and children are loving this line. First of all, look at the video and you be the judge. Folks, line up to see this product in action at hair shows, and when they take a seat to try it, they don't believe it's their hair. You can buy the products at curlprep.com. It works on all hair types. Use the code ROLAND, that's right, lowercase letters, to get a 15% discount. Parents, you can also remove the ouch. You will love this system because you can comb the product through your child's hair with your fingers. That's right. Seasoned Saints also loving the product. It's all at curlprep.com. Again, use the code ROLAND, lowercase letters, to get a 15% discount. It's a great stocking stuffer. You won't believe it's your hair. Again, curlprep.com.
Today's live stream is being brought to you by Clari-T Media. Support the San Francisco Dreamkeeper Initiative, recognizing and investing in the diverse Black and African American communities of San Francisco with a wide range of programs to support youth, families, seniors, and members of the Black LGBTQ+ communities. Dreamkeeper San Francisco is fostering hope for generations of Black people to feel free to dream boldly. Visit dreamkeepersf.org today.
It is so great to be here with Andrea, the owner of Emil Amores, and the supervisor for this district, Hillary Ronan, our treasurer, Jose Cisneros, and hiding over there on the side is the executive director of the Small Business Commission, Katie Tang. And I'm glad to be here because this is an example of what happens when we as a city come together, when we work together to make magic happen, especially for small businesses in San Francisco. You know, I'm really glad to be partnering with Supervisor Ronan on an incredible endeavor, First Year Free. Now, what does First Year Free means? Most people are like, what's First Year Free? First Year Free is an opportunity that when people are opening new brick and mortar businesses in San Francisco, we waive city fees, those permitting fees, those business license fees, those things that add to the cost of doing business in San Francisco. Why is that important? Well, I'll tell you why. And this goes back way a long time ago when we were trying to open an ice cream shop. It's now open in Coal Valley neighborhood. And not only did the person trying to open the place have to sign a lease, pay rent on that lease, pay all these advance fees, not just to the city, but for water, for sewage, for 2 years of paying for fees and bills to get open was excruciating. And what we have to do as a city is make it easy. Instead of saying no and adding layers of policies, it's time to say yes and making magic happen for people like Andrea right here and her whole team that do such an extraordinary job to serve this community. I want to give a special shout out to to former supervisor, but current director of the Small Business Commission, Katie Tang, because Katie has been instrumental in helping us speed up the permit process. In fact, we introduced over 100 changes to small businesses in order to get to yes. I can't tell you what all of those changes are off the top of my head, but let's just say Andrea can have music and other entertainment.
She can sell goods or other things more than what she's doing. She can diversify the uses in her business a lot easier than if she had been opened in the past. That is really what it's about, along with Proposition H, which has helped over 3,000 businesses convert from being one thing or another. And in fact, first year free, we've been able to help over 6,000 people create new businesses, but more importantly, that has led to about $2.58 million in savings to small businesses. That's why you're starting to see them pop up all over the neighborhoods of San Francisco. And I really have to thank not only Supervisor Ronan for her partnership and her leadership on first year free, and the fact that we were able to work together to make this happen. This is what working together is about. This is when government is doing things right, is when we are willing to come together to make magic happen so that opportunities like this can exist. And I want to thank Treasurer Jose Cisneros, because his office does a lot of the legwork on helping with all of the things that need to be helped with. And I know Rachel over here helped with the whole permitting process along with a number of other businesses, because this doesn't just happen because we want it to happen. It happens because people believe in it, because they're willing to do the work and willing to get to yes to make sure Andrea could open her small business, hire people, and contribute to this vibrant neighborhood in the mission. So I want to thank all of you for being here, and I want to now turn it over to Supervisor Hillary Ronan.
Thank you so much, Madam Mayor. I authored First Year Free in, I believe it was 2022, coming out of the pandemic. 2021. It was 2021. The years are all melding together. And, you can author legislation, but if the mayor isn't willing to direct her departments to implement it, and more importantly, isn't willing to put the funds behind it, it's just a piece of paper. And when I went to Mayor Breed, she first rolled her eyes saying, "You're asking me for more money?" Because I come every year and I have a new program that costs a lot of money, and I beg her to implement it with me. But like she said, she's always willing to listen and willing to recognize a good idea, and an idea that will truly help our business owners like Andrea here in San Francisco. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your partnership on this and many other things. And couldn't agree with you more than when we work together is when the magic happens. And I just want to say, aside from just the pride and the joy in seeing a new business like Mil Amores open, and I've eaten here thanks to my good friend Roma, who uses it as her office. And the huevos rancheros are the best in the mission. I'm just going to put that out there. But not only am I excited for you and this incredible resource and exciting place that you're bringing to the mission, but this ordinance and this program, it helps revitalize all our commercial corridors. And we know that we have a lot of vacancies in the city right now. What happens when there's vacancies? It means that there's usually more graffiti, more chaos in the streets. So when we have programs like this that encourages businesses to come in, take over those vacant buildings, open up, it's not only a benefit to the business owner who, because starting a new business is expensive, it's a benefit to the entire neighborhood. And so it's this kind of legislation that where there's partnership between the board and the departments and the mayor and the treasurer that, have multiplying effects beyond what you can even imagine. And so with that, I will turn it over to our incredible treasurer, Jose Cisneros.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jose Cisneros, San Francisco Treasurer. I am thrilled to be here today, standing next to the mayor and the supervisor and talking about the incredible work that the city's been able to do to help the most vitally important small businesses right here in San Francisco. As you heard, the First Year Free program helps remove these, at times, not only challenging, it's sometimes even crippling, expensive costs that brand new small businesses have to fork over in terms of permits and approvals and other types of things. The millions of dollars that these leaders have removed as a burden from these new businesses has helped thousands of new businesses arrive and start here in San Francisco. So what does the treasurer's office do? Well, normally we bring in revenue to the tune of billions of dollars. But in this case, when the supervisor came to me, when the mayor joined her effort and they both talked with us, we took on the responsibility of making this not only possible for small businesses, but easy for small businesses. No additional paperwork, no forms to fill out. It's all automatic. Every new business, when they want to start, they come and register with our office, and we automatically approve them and process them for the first year free program. No additional work, no effort. It's all automatic, and it all happens right away, and they all receive the benefits right away. We have a great team in the office. We have accountants working on this program. We have technology people putting the systems in place, and we have customer service people that work with our partner departments and, of course, the small businesses to make sure we're delivering this benefit automatically, easily, and in a way that makes it possible for great businesses like Elmira Mores to be able to open and be successful. So I'm very proud to be here today. I'm proud to work with the city leaders and make sure that we have thousands more small businesses opening up in our city very soon. Thanks.
Thank you.
You're watching Clari-T Media. Out of chaos comes clarity.
Tune in weekdays to the Bay Area Mental Health Hour on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. You'll find us covering issues surrounding your everyday coping skills and your mental health and wellness. And remember, your mental health matters as much as your physical health. Today's live stream is being brought to you by Clari-T Media. Support the San Francisco Dreamkeeper Initiative, recognizing and investing in the diverse Black and African American communities of San Francisco with a wide range of programs to support youth, families, seniors, and members of the Black LGBTQ+ communities. Dreamkeeper San Francisco is fostering hope for generations of Black people to feel free to dream boldly. Visit dreamkeepersf.org today.
Oh, good morning. I'm like, is this on? Is this on? Good morning. Oh, that is such a warm and beautiful welcome. I want to hear it again. Good morning. I'm just here to formally kick us off. I am like, my heart is extremely full to see so many folks come in this morning, but beyond that, to know and understand the impact of the Dreamkeeper Initiative. So can you just give it up for yourselves for I get the opportunity to introduce Dr. Sai, but there are a couple of things that I want to do at the beginning. I know many of you have probably heard me with this, the one poem that I probably talk about all the time that I learned when I was probably 8 or 9 for Black History Month at church, and I had to learn the poem, and I could still see my mother's fingers in the audience. Like if I didn't get it right, she was gonna give me a little pinch at the end. But it means so much to me. Like I go back to it over and over again because it is the reason why programs like the Dreamkeeper initiatives are so important. I would be like full grown before I knew that the poem was not called Dream Deferred, but was really titled Harlem. And it made it that much more poignant when you think about the words of the poem. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun? Or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat? Or crust and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? So we are in this time and place where we have seen really what happens when a dream is deferred. People get frustrated. things blow up, they explode, people also gloss things over and think about them in this sweet, kind, like, oh, everything is all good, everything's great, right? But it also is a burden to carry your dream and never be able to see it become real, or even be able to see like it move towards becoming real. And so the reason why the Dreamkeeper Initiative, and even just the book of poetry from Langston Hughes, the Dreamkeeper Initiative, is so important is because it is hard to dream. It is hard to believe in something you have not yet seen. And yet you need each other, and we need each other, and we need resources and commitment, and we need all of those things to dream. And I always talk about there's a line in Maya Angelou's poem that says, "Don't show me frogs and snakes, and listen for my screams. If I'm afraid at all, it's only in my dreams." Dreaming is scary. It's hard to dream for something and then see it collapse, and then to dream again, right? That it's easy to come to expect that life is going to be filled with discrimination and bias and hard times and hardships and poor inequality when it comes to education and housing and all of those things. It's easy to accept that as the norm. It's hard to dream for something better. Dreamkeeper is about dreaming for something better, and I want to thank you all for dreaming with us. Can you give yourselves a round again? So in that, I want to say, and she is not here, I just want to thank, and maybe, I don't know who's got a camera, maybe we can turn the lights up. I would really love to just say thank you to Mayor Breed and have her see your faces, somebody to tape that and see folks clapping and doing all the stuff. I don't know, I think I got my phone, because people can say what they want to. As somebody who, I know I'm not a native, but I've been here almost 30 years. You can, oh, people can say all they want to about like what Mayor Breed's commitment is to Black folks. But I will say, as somebody who's been here for 30 years and worked for the city and county of San Francisco since 2006, I've never seen the commitment or investment that Mayor Breed made through Dreamkeeper Initiative. So when somebody says, what has she done for Black folks? I would say $60 million a year for the last 4 years. That's what I would say. And so with that, I was very fortunate, 3 years ago, 3 years ago, to have someone who was willing to lead that work that I'll bring up. But I also just want to recognize there are too many community partners to name, to thank, to recognize, and we will do our best to do that. But I was telling Dr. Sy, some of you all know I'm a woman of faith, and my morning scripture this morning was about apologizing and being mindful of your language and your tone. So I know I had to apologize. The last couple of weeks, I've used some not very holy language with some of y'all. So I will publicly apologize for that. But our community partners, the city is very hard to move things, and a lot of times we are able to leverage private dollars and do other things to make things happen. And we don't always give credit where credit is due. And it is a fight for you all to do this work. So I thank you for what you are doing, but I wanted to publicly thank, because Beyond 8 really brought it to my attention this morning, as well as other folks. I wanted to publicly thank Collective Impact and James Spengola for their work and support in making this happen. So Beyond 8 who has done an amazing job. Give it up for Beyond 8 if you were able to see the space, the activations, the books, and all the things that they've set up. Was able to work very closely with Collective Impact and Director Spengola. So I just wanted to say thank you to them and to him for their work and their commitment. And now I am going to yield the floor to someone who will do an amazing job of introducing herself, and already has on so many fronts. This work is hard and challenging, so I do want to thank and recognize all the Human Rights Commission staff that are in here. Can we give it up for them? Thank you to the folks here at the War Memorial who have been so gracious to us. But a few years ago, when I was wondering where to go and what to do and who could help really lead the Dreamkeeper initiative because I knew it was very special to the mayor and it was also very special to me. And I wanted somebody that was going to have a heart for community, that was not going to personalize when they got cussed out, not by me because I don't do a lot of cussing, but that was going to, not a lot, but that was going to be committed to the work. And, you know, like if we're honest, that had the credibility to say that she was a native born and raised right here in San Francisco, because I know how y'all roll. You know, she missed it on the basketball tip, but she got it on the 49ers football tip. She with y'all on that. I'm not going to tell you who she for with the basketball. But that she has done a tremendous job leading and building and setting up the Dreamkeeper initiative in a way that I don't think anybody else could have done. And I am forever grateful for her talent, her genius, and her creativity. Please give it up for Dr. Saida Leatutufu Birch.
It took us a few years to get to that point because y'all know Dr. Davis don't hug everybody, but I have a special place in her heart now. Good morning. So just as I do every time I speak, I must invoke the spirit of my ancestors who woke me up this morning. My name is Dr. Saida Leatutufu Birch. I'm a Black and Indigenous Samoan daughter of San Francisco, wife, sister, friend, organizer, cultural orator, disruptor of anti-Black racism and white supremacist ideology, and advancer of Black liberation and Indigenous sovereignty. Why? Because Black liberation is possible in this lifetime. So just as Langston Hughes asked what happens to a dream deferred, we're in a moment where we can ask what happens to a dream realized. I can wake up on a Thursday morning and be in a room full of Black beauty, Black brilliance. I can stand before you today and experience a moment where this event has grown exponentially. We are at the 3rd annual Dreamkeeper Initiative celebration. You may remember 3 years ago, we were at the public library. Last year, the Commonwealth Club. And this year here at War Memorial Veterans Building, we continue to take up space and continue to reclaim our roots and continue to let folks know that Black folks are here. We're going to be here. We ain't going nowhere, so they better prepare for us in our presence going forward. So, dreaming forward. Today is about a celebration. It is about an experience. We want you to experience all of the investment that Mayor Breed has put forth, has dedicated. We want you to experience the labor of love because y'all, this was a labor of love today. But we are excited to have you all here. And of course, I want to express my gratitude first to San Francisco's Black community. Without y'all, that's a typo, but without the Black community advocating, showing up day in and day out, holding us accountable to do this work, we would not be here. I would not be here. So thank you specifically to Black folks in San Francisco. And thank you to our allies and accomplices as well. To the 80+ organizations, some of who was referenced earlier, thank you for your day-to-day work. We know it's not easy when those mini grants don't go out on time. We know it's not easy when stipends don't get paid, but that is a labor of love and a testament to the commitment of the organizations that are rooted in this city. I want to thank our Community Accountability Committee, which is an external body, so folks who continue to hold us accountable and operationalize a feedback loop so that we can always improve. The Dreamkeeper Initiative is about continuous learning and improving and growing as a testament to this room. And then I want to thank specifically our departmental partners. So while the Human Rights Commission serves as the lead organization or the lead agency for this work sets the strategy, mission, and vision, there are a whole host of departmental partners who are listed here: the Adult Probation Department, Arts Commission, the Department of Children, Youth, and Their Families, the Department of Early Childhood, the Department of Human Resources, the Department of Public Health, a whole lot of departments, y'all, the District Attorney's Office, the Fire Department, the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development, Public Defender's Office, and the Office of Economic and Workforce Development. So many of you, I couldn't list all the folks, but there is a team of 30 plus individuals who are working every day in the city to get those contract reimbursements out on time, to help to implement the work. And so it is, I would be remiss if I didn't thank our departmental partners. Additionally, I get to work with a brilliant group of individuals every day at the Human Rights Commission. And so I have to thank personally the team at the Human Rights Commission, the Dreamkeeper team, James Lockhart, Lila Vega, Rebecca LaDolce, Chidima Ohanale, Prel Gilton, Stephanie Garcia, and our newest member, Stephen Ragler. We are really excited. So that team holds it down every single day. And of course, I will be remiss if I did not thank this individual. So there are leaders who are great at getting folks to follow. And then there are leaders who are amazing at letting other folks lead and creating space for other folks to lead. And so I have to personally thank Director Davis, and there is supposed to be, if Robert can hear me, if you would come up, because I'm a proponent and the team is a proponent of giving folks their flowers. This work, this shit, in the words of James Pringola, is not easy. So I'm gonna say the cuss word. Like Cheryl Evans Davis is a godsend. We will share tears later, but for now, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for trusting me, Dr. Davis. Thank you for allowing me to be as creative as I am and for pouring into me for these last couple of years. I so appreciate you. So why are we here? You may remember a couple of years ago when Black folks organized on the heels of the murder of George Floyd. There were companies and cities alike that said Black Lives Matter. And that did a lot of talk, but they wasn't walking. And so Mayor Breed and the then president of the Board of Supervisors, Supervisor Shaman Walton and Cheryl Davis, alongside the Black community, said, we're gonna start walking, and in fact, we're going to run. No time for planning, $60 million a year, make it happen. And here we are today. So that dream is realized. What happens to a dream realized? As we think about the continuous vision and goal of the Dreamkeeper Initiative, the Dreamkeeper Initiative is all about Black folks specifically experiencing prosperity and liberation and having the ability and the space to imagine a future in this city. There's an activation just in the Ed Studio where you will be able to write down, how do you imagine a future in San Francisco? We want to create space for dreaming, and we also want to create space for realization, which is why our goal is that as an intergenerational effort, we really want Black San Franciscans to experience feelings of joy and safety, to advance educationally and economically, and to experience holistic health as well as thrive. Because all of these things are not an exception. All of these things are our birthright as folks who built this city. Our commitment remains the same. We're going to remain in this next year committed to growing financial health and economic well-being. We're going to remain committed to providing access to culturally relevant social, emotional, physical wellness activities. I want to thank our mental health practitioners who are in the room. I want to thank our community healers who are in the room. We're going to continue to prioritize our Black-led and Black-serving storytellers. There's a lot in the news. I remember the headline when I started in this role was paying criminals not to shoot people. And most recently, there was a headline that said $60 million why we should continue to invest in San Francisco. And so creating our own stories and telling our own narratives and correcting the narrative is what we will continue to invest in. We want to ensure that our Black-led and Black-serving organizations have the infrastructure to provide the quality services and are financially solvent. I think too often there have been punitive practices within the city that have divested or look for reasons to divest in community partners, but we want to be intentional about building capacity. Providing access for all learners to culturally affirming curriculum and academic experiences, because we know our history and the telling of our history is under attack in this country. And we know that it is important to prioritize telling our own stories and learning our own history, because nobody will do it for us. We'll build culturally affirming spaces that celebrate Black folks, such as this. Foster environments for community-led innovations. By a show of hands, who's received a mini grant of sorts from Collective Impact, Homeless Children's Network, Into Action, the Arts Commission, right? So we want to continue to seed those innovations, which which creates the space again for people to dream and realize their dreams. And then finally, offer equitable access to holistic care for youth and their families. So just a bit about the investment. You would often hear colleagues or folks say being Black in San Francisco is not monolithic, we're a megalith. Shout out to Mega Black, who was a part of the organizing in this effort. And this is representative of Black folks not only being concentrated or residing in Bayview and Fillmore. We have an entire footprint across San Francisco, and this is representative of where Dreamkeeper dollars are reaching almost every supervisorial district. So when folks say, oh, no Black folks in the Presidio, no Black folks in Park Merced, this is where our investments are going. Community engagement has remained a priority for us this year and will remain a priority for us. Last year, we launched our community office hours. So if anyone would like to, on a monthly basis, meet with me and some folks from the team just to chop it up, or ask questions, or give feedback, or cuss me out, you might get cussed out back, then you are welcome to do that. Like, you know, I'm in a professional setting, but I'm still from the city. We can do that. And so we rotate neighborhoods every month, really because community said, we want to see more. How do we find out about this information? We don't want this information to be a secret. Government has held secrets for too long, and so we want to be as transparent as possible so that you know every step of the way. We got y'all. I will quickly go through this because this report, all of what you see behind me, is also available in the Dreamkeeper bookstore just across the hall. But I want to thank all of our departmental partners and community organizations who contributed to this data when we think about the milestones that we've reached in the last year as it relates to economic mobility. So workforce, hundreds or dozens of people have gained occupational skills and are earning a wage above minimum wage. In terms of internal investments, we're seeing intentional pathways to support folks who work for the city and county of San Francisco get promoted, become public civil servants, and be able to sustain their experience within the city. Our businesses, we continuously see the opening of new businesses, the budding of new entrepreneurs, the amount of capital, over $2 million in capital provided to small business owners, specifically Black entrepreneurs in this city, and the showcase of pop-ups on the plaza at the Ferry Building where thousands of folks visit the farmers market. Y'all, I went to the Juneteenth pop-up on the plaza, and I must say, as a daughter of San Francisco, the farmer's market was not for me. There was no time where I would feel like I belonged at a farmer's market. But with Juneteenth on the plaza and what they're doing to support those entrepreneurs, to invite them into spaces that at times we don't feel like we belong. I could tell you on that day and in these moments, I felt like I belonged. And finally, home buyers, as it relates to wealth building. They say that home ownership is one of the greatest tools to building wealth. And so the work that the Mayor's Office of Housing and Community Development is doing, specifically Anika Harrell, and in partnership with us, we've exponentially grown Black homeowners in this city. So there was a time where in a span of 7 years, there were 5 folks who identified as Black purchase homes through the city's down payment assistance. In the span of 2 years, 30 who identify as Black and another 13 who are non-Black, but majority folks of color, have been able to purchase homes through the Dreamkeeper down payment assistance. Again, intentionality. So what happens when a dream is realized? Education and enrichment will continue to foster learning spaces for our lifelong learners. But just a few numbers for you to share. Students enrolled in educational programs are continuing to grow. Over $1 million in funding for access to post-secondary education has been granted to our students. Nearly 200 of whom have enrolled in post-secondary education. That is both university, 4-year college, 2-year in vocational. So really excited about the strides that are being made in education. Culturally affirming spaces. I see Rodney in the room with San Francisco Bay Area Theater Company. So continuing to invest in the arts. And speaking of arts, all of the artwork was done by Devin Wright, a brilliant artist. And so we wanted to invite that arts and culture, and we wanted to be intentional today about how we're making investments in arts and culture, not only as a way to feel good, but as a way to heal, as a way to continue to progress, and as a viable career opportunity. Health and wellness, so thank you to our partners. Thousands and thousands of meals and people reached with access to high quality food. If you haven't been to Booker T, for example, on a Friday, you walk in, it smells like fresh broccoli, it smells like greens and kale. So that is just one of the many organizations that give out the produce, the fresh produce. Our mental health practitioners, again, and then making sure that folks are permanently and stably housed. And then finally, capacity building. The one thing that I want to highlight on this capacity building and being intentional is in that yellow box, you would note that there were organizations, 34 out of 43 organizations reported an increase in funding ranging from $5,000 in their organizational budgets to $1.2 million in organizational budget. And so what that means is there is an organization who went through the capacity building efforts of the Dreamkeeper Initiative and has grown their organizational budget by $1.2 million. That should be celebrated. And so we're going to call that out. And finally, our community innovations. Over $3 million granted to seed ideas, specifically to say, you know what? We want to fund your dream. We may keep it real, like some of our mini grant organizations may have a real conversation, but this is to say your dream is not impossible. What happens to a dream realized? And as we know, most people or most organizations are using mini grants for basic needs, to get basic needs to community members. And finally, the youth that we support in Brighter Futures, continuing to work with our young folks, continuing to invest in the holistic family work. So as we think about the year ahead, we'll continue to enhance our community engagement and partnerships through the office hours like I shared. We'll bolster our data research and evaluation to remain a learning organization and an organization that is committed to growing. And then we're committed to initiative sustainability. Where will this Dreamkeeper initiative be in 5 years, in 10 years? We want to make sure that dreams don't become deferred, no matter who is in office. We want to be sure that we're sustaining the dream. And so I invite you all to take a look at this Dreamkeeper pledge. And as I wrap, this is also in the Ed Studio. But the Dreamkeeper initiative and participation in it is like a lifestyle. It is a deep-rooted commitment to say, we love Black folks, we're gonna stand by Black folks. If you're Black, if you identify as Black, you're going to celebrate yourself. We're gonna acknowledge every win, no matter how small somebody may think it is. We won't quantify our dreams, and we will work together to collectively realize our dreams, because when we do, we can experience collective liberation. And so just to wrap up, I'm looking forward to an amazing day. We're going to invite musicians up. We're going to have some amazing panelists about the history of San Francisco, about cultivating land and reclaiming our land. In the Ed studio, there are vendors there. Some of the vendors that we've supported through the Dreamkeeper Initiative where you'll be able to purchase products from them. There's also a bookstore where you can experience some of the titles and in my bag experience. So we got a lot of cool things really so that you can engage with the space at any time. You can walk across the hall to the Ed studio and come back in here. And then we will wrap the day with a keynote from Dr. Bettina Love. So again, my name is Dr. Saida Leah Tatufu Birch. I want to thank you for dreaming and have a great day.
If you'd like to be a guest or suggest show ideas, drop us an email or a direct message. We'd love to hear from you. Clari-T Media, human stories, grassroots solutions. Subscribe, like, follow, and share. The Bay Area Mental Health Hour, Clari-T Conversations and We the People. Building trust for the first time. Out of chaos comes clarity. Clari-T Media.
Rock with a few, drip lit like a spotlight. Just winning, media life spinning, media life spinning.
Well, hello there, everyone. It's Alicia Mayo of Clari-T Media. I am the CEO and the president and the executive producer and so much more here at Clari-T Media. I am a one-woman show, and I am proud to be a one-woman show. Here again, this is Alicia Mayo, the CEO and founder of Clari-T Media, and I am a proud inaugural Dreamkeeper cohort of the Storytelling and Narrative Shift cohort. And I have been in the Dreamkeeper Initiative cohort since it began. That's what inaugural means. I was one of the first, along with John Henry and both sides of the conversation, and Kibo Drew of the communities, Black women in media, and the LGBTQ plus community as well, to tell those stories. So I think, and also citizen film with Sophie. So there's a couple of us in the narrative shift, the storytelling and narrative shift cohort within the Dreamkeeper Initiative that were the first in the narrative shift cohort. And I have been so just blown away at the support, and so grateful and humbled by all of the work that I've been able to produce and be supported with. Okay, so before the Dreamkeeper Initiative, I was doing the work on my own on social media, like a lot of other social media content creators. I was basically a typical content creator to a certain degree. Speaking of degrees, I went to San Francisco State University and got my degree in broadcast electronic communication arts. And then I started working in corporate media after I graduated college at 51 years old, just not too long ago in 2017. So I was an older student, went back to complete my college degree after, after a lifetime of being a mom and a wife and all of that stuff, and didn't really know where I would be going with my future, okay, with broadcasting. And so I was excited to be hired by KCBS and and then to go on and work for iHeartMedia, and eventually work with Cron 4 television and launched the nation's first 24-hour digital newscast called Cron On, and that's on the digital side of Cron 4 television. So I'm proud of my history in corporate television and radio. Went on to anchor traffic news for KCBS and Westwood One and 511 Bay Area 511 transportation system. I've done a lot, and I'm basically a pioneer from San Francisco. I mean, a little Black girl from the projects who became the first in the nation to launch a 24-hour digital news broadcast. And so I'm proud of that, but nothing made me more proud than to be a Dream Keeper Initiative inaugural cohort. The first Black woman in the cohort, along with Kibo Drew, and the first to really be supported with my own media organization. So Clari-T Media is a nonprofit media organization built to tell our stories, but not only just tell our stories, but really clarify our stories. And when I say clarify, I mean really share stories that are not told, to really get deep about exposing who we are as Black people with all of our diversity within our own Black cultures and our Black communities, and to really show the best of who we are, and the most complicated of who we are, and the hardest working, and the brightest of us, and the most dedicated and committed to, sustaining Black life. I mean, we're here for a reason. We have sustained and survived so much trauma that there's so much more to Black people that needs to be shared and told, so that we can really, really appreciate and celebrate who we are as a people. We all know it. We get a sense of our resilience, and we see it because we're still existing. They can't get rid of us. So there must be something extremely special about Black people. And I really, really, really wanted to clarify and show it on a visual stage and through audio like this. So I'm not on camera myself tonight because I didn't really want to be on camera. I didn't want to take the attention away from the content. And so let me stop right here and get back to the content with Dreaming Forward and the San Francisco Human Rights Commission's celebration of Dreaming Forward and celebrating the Dream Keeper Initiative. But before I go, I cannot go without asking you all out there to do me one favor, okay? Just do one favor for me. Share this platform, share Clari-T Media on YouTube. We can start there because Clari-T Media is on just about all of the social media platforms that you might enjoy, whether it's Facebook, Meta, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Instagram. You can find Clari-T Media content, but you'll find the majority of Clari-T Media content on YouTube, on the Clari-T Media YouTube channel. And so just look for Clari-T Media, and you see the spelling of Clari-T Media. It's a play on the word clarity, because I want to, clarify, like I said, and really expose and be transparent about who I am, but also who my community is and or what we're about. So Clari-T, Clari in Latin defines a bright, famous girl or woman. And so that's what Clari means in Latin. And then the capital T defines my technical side. So I'm a tech geek to an extent. And so I put the words together, or the word and the capital T to make it look more technical. It's just my idea, my creativity. And no, I'm not going to change it. Some people say that's kind of hard to find. It's hard to find if you try and type it in as one whole word, but you do have to separate Clary from the T because there's a reason for it. Clary defines a bright, famous female, and the capital T reflects her technical side. So, all right. So, thank you guys. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you for supporting me on YouTube. Thank you for sharing the content. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and tap on the notifications bell so that when I go live like this again, then you'll be notified and you can share this content and more with your friends and family. And again, thank you all. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Alicia Mail, the CEO and founder of Clari-T Media. I appreciate you. And so with that, let's go back to the programming here and the San Francisco Human Rights Commission Dreaming Forward Celebration 2024. Okay? All right.
About cultivating land and reclaiming our land. In the Ed Studio, there are vendors there. Some of the vendors that we've supported through the Dreamkeeper Initiative where you'll be able to purchase products from them. There's also a bookstore where you can experience some of the titles and in my bag experience. So we got a lot of cool things really so that you can engage with the space at any time. You can walk across the hall to the Ed Studio and come back in here. And then we will wrap the day with a keynote from Dr. Bettina Love. So again, my name is Dr. Saida Leah-Tatufu Birch. I want to thank you for dreaming and have a great day.
Ladies and gentlemen, the screening of Harlem of the West.
There's no way you can talk about San Francisco without talking about the Harlem of the West.
I remember just walking up and down those streets as a kid. We had our pool halls, we had our movie theater, we had our hotels, restaurants, record shops.
Someone brought me on a Friday night in 1964, and it was jumping. It was incredible. Everybody was like dressed to the nines.
San Francisco Black culture, I believe, is going through an evolution. I see it evolving into something more connected with our history.
A friend of mine reached out and she said, I have access to those photos from the book Harlem of the West. Do you think it's something you want to showcase at the studio? And I'm like, absolutely. She reached out to one of the curators of the book, Louis Watts, and he saw the gallery and he thought it would be a great place for his images.
So this is actually an amazing photograph. This was taken by David Johnson in the late 40s or early 50s at Post and Fillmore, a block from here, looking south. This is in the basement of the Booker T. Washington Hotel. And if you see, there's Ella Fitzgerald with her gloves nicely folded over her purse. And I love the Argyle socks that this dude in the front is wearing. I don't know if all the people taking these pictures knew they were making history, but it's funny how much is revealed in almost all of them.
Think about the Fillmore then. It was Japanese, blacks, some Mexicans, a few Puerto Ricans. We had black and white, and we had mixed families like me. I didn't have no problem. They called me no nigga. I was just a brother, another brother, living in the hood with the rest of them. But my brothers and them were all musicians and singers. So we had a hell of a time here in the Fillmore. And the only reason why it got bad, can I be honest? Shall I be honest? Was because the blacks made too much progress.
We had all kind of businesses up and down Fillmore Street. We didn't have to go down to Market Street because we had a Market Street on Fillmore. You know, everything was there. Yeah. This is where cool was born. We would come to Fillmore to catch the latest styles and then bring them around to the other communities.
The largest theater in the Western Division was downtown. California had the Texas Playhouse. So we had a lot of activity. Although I'm 81, I was too young to go up the stairs to Bob City. But I did hear a lot of music on the stairway.
This is actually Jimbo Edwards, who had Jimbo's Bop City. There's an interesting story how that came. But he had a Waffle House, and someone asked if they could use it after hours. So he got a bass and a drum set. Supposedly the bass was not very good, so most of the bass players would bring their own bass.
The whole scene and the mixing of the races, people socializing together. It originated in the Barbary Coast. That's where Jimbo got his first restaurant. And they allowed us to integrate down there and have our music. Other parts of town, no, it's segregated.
There's both subtle and overt segregation. African Americans in some venues were not allowed to play east of Van Ness.
This is Jimbo's, probably about 4 in the morning. You get an idea of the vibe. It's funny though, in the photographs, the space looks a lot bigger than it is. When you see the space, it's very small. But this is actually Duke Ellington's sax player. It really was a gathering place where local musicians could test themselves against people that had international reputations.
The other thing that's interesting about this neighborhood is where we are is where Japantown in San Francisco was.
When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor, our West Coast became a potential combat zone. Living in that zone were more than 100,000 persons of Japanese ancestry, 2/3 of them American citizens, 1/3 aliens. Military authorities therefore determined that all of them, citizens and aliens alike, would have to move. This picture tells how
In 1942, the Japanese were rounded up and they were sent to concentration camps. And at the exact same time, because of Pearl Harbor, the shipyards in Hunters Point, in Oakland and Vallejo converted to wartime and needed people to work. The Japanese, most of whom were born here, who had been here almost the 20th century, their oppression led to an opportunity for people to escape the oppression of the Deep South.
And then we had this big inflection of blacks coming out here and settling in the Fillmore. Boom time. Everybody's got money, working at shipyards.
The people that came here from Houston and Alabama, they've really made this place shine. You're talking about good musicians.
You had all these different people coming to San Francisco, There was always this burgeoning musical trading of ideas and cultures. People were allowed to be a little more free in who they were and how they dressed and how they interacted with each other.
Leola King, she was a realtor and an investor. Noted at one point of being one of the most affluent women in San Francisco. I definitely have learned from her entrepreneurship.
And here's another picture of Billie Holiday done by Jerry Stoll, who was a local photographer. And a picture of Lena Horne with a fan signing an autograph.
I transferred to UC Berkeley in 1968. And I remember one of the first things I said, I need to find that neighborhood.
In the late 1950s, the redevelopment agency demolished 44 blocks, throwing 6,000 black, Japanese, and white families out into the street. With rents like $235 a month for studios in Cathedral Hill apartments, only 3 families could afford to move back in.
Redevelopment had already started. The vast majority of the population had been relocated. Many of the houses had been torn down. There was no evidence of the fact that black folks had lived here from 42 to 67, 68.
And we lived at 1334 A Scott Street, right across the street from Benjamin Franklin. And then the redevelopment came in. And the house was in terrible disrepair, but it was our home.
Yeah, they ruined everything.
And, you know,
It was dilapidated. It needed to be redeveloped, but not to the point of tearing the spine out and killing our community. I felt cheated. You know, they took our culture away. You know, kids I went to school with, they were gone and tore their houses down. They never got back to the community.
I don't know how my father got that place, but that Victorian was huge. Now, when
I just went by the other day. Isn't there a project down there now? Yeah, they built a project on my house.
Thank God I was able to survive, you know, resist it, you know, the best way I can. It was difficult. I made sure my family was still able to live in the neighborhood and raise my children back there on Sutter and Webster. I went to Galileo High School. They know what Fillmore is.
In high school, I started exploring Fillmore, and I think the Visadero at the time might have had a jazz club. And I would go in there and just watch these musicians, some of which were like Sam and Charles. You know, see them around all the time. Sam knew a lot about the history in the Fillmore, and he started taking me around and showing me kind of how it was back in the day.
We have 3 or 4 generations of us there. And we're still here today. Corey's got his beautiful family down there, you know, and we represent the music of today.
but this is my point. You never should change a neighborhood. Now they're asking black people to come back.
If you have money.
If you have money, but we can't afford to come back here. As good as my band can play, you heard a little of it. As good as they play. I haven't played on Fillmore, and I was born and raised here for the last 20 years. I played here 20 years ago.
Wow.
And I'm one of the best bass players around here. And I look good too.
It's really time for us to really stand up. You know, that's why, you know, the people, we need to demand that these vacant buildings that they have, that they be given to eminent domain. Let's cause eminent domain for us. Just like the sister's got this gallery here. This is beautiful. You know, when I came in, it just blew my mind the way she.
people from the community coming in and they're really pointing like, that's my uncle or that's my great grandfather. And it's like, oh, okay, so these people really existed. And this really was a thriving community full of Black people, business owners, homeowners, professionals. It feels good to know that. You feel like there was a sense of camaraderie and respect and love. And I think we're building towards that as well. But just as long as we don't forget that, you know, then I think it could keep going. I think it could keep going. Mhm.
The more we offer when we play and we share our art, you understand that it's a little deeper than a job, a gig, or some notoriety or anything like that. It's like there is some healing to it.
That idea of remembering is really important. This triumph of all these people that came from the segregated, economically depressed South and made something of themselves with this opportunity. It's really important that that story survives.
All right, I'm in here recording myself. Hey. Here we go. Now I can't blame you. I was acting like a goddamn fool, yelling this and saying that. Girl, sometimes it just helps to be cool. But your love got the best of me. Had me damn near on my knees. It's been 3 weeks, but now I'm back on my feet. I had to change it up if you know what I mean. I'm feeling real good. I'm back in my groove tonight. Ain't no stopping my swag. I'm feeling like a boss tonight. And work has been long. Work's been hard tonight. But now I'm feeling myself. I'm getting off the shelf tonight. I can't blame ya for getting all up in my face, saying this and doing that. Girl, it really sometimes feels disgrace. But it's time to make a change. You made it clear that you want to change. Now it's been 4 months, and now I'm giving up. Never.
And now, please welcome to the stage, Domingo and friends.
Test. You know that one you just saw in the video that said he's one of the best bass players around? Here he is. And they still won't hire us on Fillmore.
Show your support for Black-owned media with a tax-deductible contribution today. And don't forget to visit Clari-T Media's tech and swag store for gear and supplies. Thank you.
They're going to have us come in and go out so you guys can do your talking.
Let me do my break song, and then we're going to the song, okay? Check this out. This is the cool-ass break song.
And he wrote it too. I'm gonna give you a little blues here, like it was on Fillmore. Say your body's jumping, everybody's having a good time. You know what's going through my mind. Do you mind if I get comfortable and kick up these shoes? While you're fixing me a drink, play me some of them down home blues. You know I don't get out much on the town, and I don't stop doing all that running around all week long. I've been keeping my cool, but tonight I'm gonna get my head back and party on these down home blues. Down home blues, down home blues.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everyone. I hope that you have enjoyed this evening's programming of the Dreamkeeper Diary. This is Alicia Mayo, the CEO and founder here at Clari-T Media. I am interrupting the music, the beautiful music of the Domingo Band. And you can check this content out a little bit later. I'm going to continue, but I cannot include the music because I have not paid for the music. You know, that music, that song. Some of you may recognize it for what it is. It's one of those history-making tunes that will go down in the music history books for Black music and the foundational blues, wherever Black folks can be found. That song will be played in some blues club and sang by many voices, beautiful voices, but nonetheless, it is a song that is copywritten and I can't include it here on the program without YouTube trying to claim some rights to it. I don't know how that works. But nevertheless, I will come back with more of this programming of the Dreamkeeper Diary until 11 p.m. tonight. Okay, so that's just another 7 more minutes. But in the meantime, I had to interrupt the music there so that I would not receive a YouTube strike. For those of you out there who are content creators, just a little piece of advice to you. If you include copywritten music, you will be penalized by YouTube and your broadcast will be affected. You'll either have to edit out the content, edit out the music, or they will mute it or something like that. Your content will be affected nevertheless. Okay. So that's coming from a girl who knows, who's been at this for a while now. But anyway, I'll take a quick station break. While you're here with me, I do want you to go on over to YouTube and subscribe to Clari-T Media. Make sure that you subscribe, become a subscriber. There's no cost involved. I'm not asking you to become a member or anything like that. Just tap on the subscription thumb or the subscription button and then give me a thumbs up. And then tap on that notifications bell because that notifications bell will notify you whenever I go live. Okay, and this is the beginning of the new season of the Dreamkeeper Diary for 2024. And I am happy to bring this kind of content to you. It's exclusive content, all produced and edited by me, Clari-T Media, so that you can enjoy the kind of content that you prefer. Okay, this is exclusive to the Bay Area. San Francisco in particular is my hometown, it's my city where I was born and raised, and I'm proud of San Francisco, and I'm also proud to be a Dreamkeeper Initiative storytelling and narrative shift cohort, and that's what I'm here to do, to bring the stories and the narratives to you that are not included on traditional media channels or stations. Okay? So let's see. Let me get back to the regularly scheduled program here. Maybe the music has ended and we can listen up here.
That's Miss Lorraine Ballington, my wife for 47 years. 47 years. I'm one of the coolest brothers around.
And if you notice, everybody dressed back then. I don't know what happened to people now. You guys wear them raggedy jeans and shirts, and we didn't. And even to this day, when we go out, my husband and I dress. That's because that's the way we were trained. And it's something about being dressed that makes you feel good. You look good, you feel good, and people look at you because they know you are somebody. And that's the way them Black folks were. They were somebody.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you.
another round of applause for Domingo and friends.
Clari-T Media, our stories, our solutions.
Hi, my name is Taylor. I'm the founder of Taylor J Collection. We are a women's contemporary clothing brand located right here in Oakland, California. The journey of a woman comes with many changes, and that's why we are very intentional about all of our designs and collections. We make sure to provide elevated comfort, sustainability, versatility, and of course, style. If you're in the Bay Area, come by, say hi, and take some comfy pieces home to add to your closet. Shop with us online at taylorjcollection.com.
Tune in weekdays to the Bay Area Mental Health Hour on YouTube, Instagram, and on Facebook. You'll find us covering issues surrounding your everyday coping skills and your mental health and wellness. And remember, your mental health matters as much as your physical health. Today's live stream is being brought to you by Clari-T Media. Support the San Francisco Dreamkeeper Initiative, recognizing and investing in the diverse Black and African American communities of San Francisco with a wide range of programs to support youth, families, seniors, and members of the Black LGBTQ+ communities. Dreamkeeper San Francisco is fostering hope for generations of Black people to feel free to dream boldly. Visit dreamkeepersf.org today.
Let's go! Let's go!
Miggity, look, I said, mama, hello, the thing moving like jello. Now I'm getting good, she got my stick down in Tello. How you so classy, but grew up in the ghetto. She was struggling, but now she on another level. When she big and she get low. I had a couple, you feel me, from Filmo. Met a rag in Mendocino. Yeah, got a rich chick from Richmond, you already know. Yeah, I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. I got a couple, you feel me. Yeah, I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. Yeah, I got a couple, you feel me. Yeah, yeah, I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. Yeah. I got a couple, you feel me? I see God all over you. My eyes closed, but you're beautiful. I see God all over you. My eyes closed, but look, mama, hello, that thing moving like jello. She love my words, a cappella. She said she love my vibe when I'm mellow. Oh, mama, you go. It was a party at Parliament. Yeah, you was dancing with all your friends. You gave me that look. Yeah. You said I wasn't shook. No. I know you from the Bay cause you bold and sassy. Yeah, but you still keep it classy. I know you from the Bay cause you bold and sassy. But you still keep it classy. I said, mama, hello, the thing moving like jello. Now I'm getting good, she got my stick down in Tello. How you so classy, but grew up in the ghetto. She was struggling, but now she on another level. When she big and she get low. I had a couple, you feel me, from Filmo. Met a rag in Mendocino. Yeah, got a rich chick from Richmond, you already know. Yeah, I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. I got a couple, you feel me. Yeah, I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. Yeah, I got a couple, you feel me. Yeah, I got a couple, you feel me, that feel me. Yeah. I got a couple, you feel me? I see God all over you. My eyes closed, but you're beautiful. I see God all over you. My eyes closed, but look, mama, hello, the thing moving like jello. The little store right there, the two-sided store right there. You go here now, they gonna see you. It's gonna be part of my behind the scenes. Yes, sir. You know what I'm about to come down there right now and see what's going down. I'm just right downtown. I'm just right downtown. I was trying to shoot it last night, but I didn't find the swag. I just kicked it last night.
Bay Area talent, Love More. Oh, one of my favorites. One of my absolute favorites. Love More, Love More, Love More. That young brother right there is doing it his own way. Definitely doing it his own way, regardless of what the generations are saying about each other, no matter how divided or how different or individual we are as generations. We are still family here in the Bay Area. We got to show love. We got to show more love, regardless of the differences. We're coming into ourselves. Our children are growing up. Our grandchildren are being born. I'm of a generation now where I'm considered an old lady now, believe it or not. Well, I can't believe that. Anyway, but I'm still here and you're still here with me, I hope. Thank you for joining me. I'm Alicia Mayo, the CEO and founder here at Clari-T Media. Make sure you go over to YouTube and subscribe to Clari-T Media. Tap on the notifications bell so that you know when I'm going live again. This is the new season of the Dreamkeeper Diary, and I am so honored and proud to be a part of the Dreamkeeper Initiative Storytelling and Narrative Shift cohort. And I am hoping that I can continue to do this work to highlight and clarify and celebrate Black San Francisco and Black folks across the Bay Area for that matter. I am happy again to represent right here on Clari-T Media. So again, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. If you missed anything on this broadcast, just go back on over there to YouTube. If you're here with me on Facebook, just tap on in a few more minutes and you can watch the entire broadcast from the beginning until now. Okay. All right. Or from the beginning until the end. Okay. Okay. All right. For those of you who are with me now, good night for now. And I will see and hear from all of you very soon in the near future. So again, make sure you subscribe to Clari-T Media, tap on the notifications bell so when I go live, you'll be live with me. All right. But for now, have a good evening and I will talk with you soon. Y'all take care of your families and yourselves. Good night. Today's live stream is being brought to you by Clari-T Media. Support the San Francisco Dreamkeeper Initiative, recognizing and investing in the diverse Black and African American communities of San Francisco with a wide range of programs to support youth, families, seniors, and members of the Black LGBTQ+ communities. Dreamkeeper San Francisco is fostering hope for generations of Black people to feel free to dream boldly. Visit dreamkeepersf.org today.